and having access to the tools and resources to strengthen its downtown, support small businesses, attract more investors, and create a vibrant community for residents, customers, and tourists to enjoy. Today's visit, today's visits to businesses like The Winner, Dot Jews, and Time in Your Kitchen are a reminder that economic development isn't about buildings and infrastructure. It's about the people who take risks to open businesses and pour into the downtown experience. But Sharon is a part of something much bigger happening all across Pennsylvania. In our recently signed state budget, we secured $20 million for the Main Street Matters program. Since the program's creation in 2024, the governor and I have invested $34 million in 137 revitalization projects across 40 counties here in Pennsylvania. This year alone, we awarded more than $17 million across 56 community projects in 26 counties. Our new budget builds on that momentum by investing in long-term economic growth and helping our rural, urban, and suburban communities compete and win. And this designation is not the finish line. It's the starting point for the next chapter of not just Sharon, but Pennsylvania as well. I've said it time and again, but I want to make it clear. The governor and I are committed to building a better environment that works for everyone, that creates a thriving local economy and opportunities for future generations to thrive here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We know that communities like Sharon are not just a window into Pennsylvania's past, but the front door to Pennsylvania's future. And we will continue working every day that the governor and I have the privilege to serve the good people of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and bring real results to communities like Sharon. I want to thank the people of Sharon for welcoming me here and our team to this wonderful community. I also want to take a moment before I bring up our DCED secretary to recognize that we have some real partners in state government. And the governor and I have the privilege of being one of the only governors and lieutenant governors in Pennsylvania, in the country, to preside over a divided legislature. And so whatever we accomplish in Harrisburg, we have to bring Democrats and Republicans together to move our Commonwealth forward. And I want to recognize Senator Michelle Brooks, who's here today for her leadership. And I believe Representative Park Wentling, I'm not sure if he's here, but he has been an instrumental partner in driving these resources across the finish line as well. So thank you for your leadership. I'd like to welcome and bring up to the podium somebody who is our point person for economic development here in the Commonwealth, who's just doing a phenomenal job, our DCED Secretary, Rick Sager.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's great to be back in Sharon with, of course, Lieutenant Governor Davis and some great members of the extended community and economic development team you're going to hear from. Angie Urban, Bob Fiskus, Julie Fitzpatrick, who leads the Downtown Center. I'm excited to be here for this event, but really I'm excited to see your town, right, and tour some of these terrific businesses. In addition to Senator Brooks, thank you for being here so much. I want to call out a couple of people from our teams, the people who work in Northwest Pennsylvania on our behalf every day. Number one, Mike Frito, the governor's representative, is here. Mike, thanks for being here. And then from our team, Christy Martone is our regional director, I think no stranger to this town, along with Zach and Mary and Stephanie. We've got a bunch of folks from DCED who help communities like Sharon grow and thrive, who lead our programs, lead outreach, lead planning. If you don't have their cell phone numbers, find them, get their cell phone numbers. You know, over the past couple of years, the LG and I and the governor and I have had the amazing privilege of visiting dozens and dozens of main streets across Pennsylvania. Main streets are community hubs. They're centers of commerce, they're economic engines for regional economies. And while every main street is a little bit different, they also have a lot in common. They tell the story of the small business owners whose vision and drive grow our local economy. They tell the story of residents and visitors who gather with families and friends to enjoy a day or a night out. And while they often serve as the showcase for the history of an area, as the LG said, they're also a signal for the future. Because a healthy Main Street means a thriving community. It means a place where businesses are growing, where residents want to be. And that's why we do this, right? That's why we're so excited to continue to support Main Streets across Pennsylvania through a program we pioneered, the Main Street Matters program. And here in Sharon, under the leadership of Angie, the Sharon Community Development Corp, we're seeing a real renewed commitment to the revitalization here. We're seeing investment of time and resources. We're seeing growing businesses like the ones we're going to see today contribute not just to the economy, but to the sense of place that makes this a great community. This is why we created Main Street Matters. The governor of the LG, on a bipartisan basis with our legislature, secured another $20 million this year to continue this funding. Investments that help places like Sharon get the resources they need to be a great place, not just to live or work, but to innovate and to host visitors and more. Today, as you heard the LG say, we're designating Sharon as a designated Main Street. This means a couple of things. Number one, it opens doors to priority funding opportunities and special programs like certain tax credits from our department to encourage local growth. Number two, it means $225,000 in operational support over the coming years to help Sharon grow. And it means, importantly, that Sharon is part of an elite network of communities across Pennsylvania that have this designation, with access to technical assistance and networking opportunities led by Julie, who you'll hear from in a second, at the Pennsylvania Downtown Center. Put another way, it means Sharon has more opportunity and resources to chart their own path and become the best possible place to live, work, and play. We're proud of this program. We're proud of what Sharon is doing to take advantage of it. And on that note, I should share that communities all across Pennsylvania currently have an opportunity to apply for Main Street Matters funding. Our program is open through August 31st. I mentioned the cell phone numbers of these people. Go find them, ask them how to apply. Check it out at dced.pa.gov. As I wrap up here, I'll start where I began. Economic development's a team sport. Programs like Main Street Matters help us pull the team together to help communities like Sharon grow and thrive. And the result of these investments, and really the whole point of our department and what we do, after all, is a higher quality of life for Pennsylvanians. It's growing businesses and it's thriving communities. That's our mission. It's one I take seriously, and I'm very proud and excited to see some of the results here in Sharon today. And with that, I'd love to introduce the leader of the Sharon Community Development Corporation, Angie Urban. Angie, take it away.
Good morning. To our distinguished guests, community partners, and friends, welcome to downtown Sharon. Today is a big day for our community. For years, and some of you in the audience I know would say for decades, we have been working towards a healthier downtown Sharon, one that is once again the center of business and culture, connection, and community life. And that work has not always been easy, because revitalization rarely happens in a straight line. It happens one storefront, one project, one event, one investment, and one relationship at a time. And it happens because people keep showing up, right? Even when progress feels slow, even when a building sits vacant, even when a project is taking longer than anyone had hoped, and even when the next step is not entirely clear, we keep showing up. And that's why today means so much. Sharon's designation as a Pennsylvania Main Street community is recognition of the work that has already happened, but perhaps more importantly, it's an investment in what comes next. There is something I find myself thinking over and over again when I think and talk about Sharon. It feels like there's something happening here, right? You can feel that there is something happening here. I feel that sitting across the table from business owners who decided to take a chance on downtown Sharon. I have felt it watching volunteers hang flower baskets, pull weeds, organize events, and spend hours working behind the scenes without any expectation of credit. I have felt it walking through old buildings that need significant investment, but are also filled with so much history and character and extraordinary potential. And I feel it especially strong today. You can feel that there is something happening here, right? And this green space is a perfect example. Only a handful of years ago, this site occupied a really large building. And today, most of you see it as simply an open lawn. But we see something more. We see music and markets, cafe tables and public art, something like the pop-up park we've created here today. We see families and an afternoon together hanging out, downtown employees enjoying their lunch along the river on their breaks. We see community celebrations and neighbors running into one another and deciding to stay and hang out a while. We see the kind of place that makes people feel connected to their community. We see the heart of our downtown district, and importantly, that vision is not just an idea anymore. It's part of a larger, very intentional strategy. As part of our Main Street application, we developed a 5-year strategy, a 5-year plan using market data, property information, surveys, public input, focus groups, conversations with many of you, and that process helped us narrow our work into 3 priority areas. And the first is business activation and development. Basically, this means we want to help support existing businesses, we want to work intentionally on new business attraction strategies, and we want to address some of the vacant storefronts. It means working with property owners to have more spaces that are move-in ready. It means using real market data to identify the kinds of businesses that our downtown can support. And it means connecting entrepreneurs with financing and technical assistance, grants, and the resources that they need to give their businesses the best possible chance of succeeding. And it means recognizing that filling a storefront is not enough, right? We want businesses that can grow, that can employ people, bring customers downtown, and become part of the fabric of this community. So our first is business activation and development. I only have 3. The second is foundation building. And that may not sound as exciting as a new storefront or a beautiful public space, but it's what allows all of this work to last. It means building strong partnerships among the city, among businesses and property owners, nonprofits, financial institutions, regional organizations, private investors, volunteers, and the Commonwealth. It means building sustainable funding and resources. It means having professional staff and strong leadership in place to coordinate projects, follow through on opportunities, track progress, and keep people moving in the same direction. Revitalization cannot depend on one person, on one grant, or one moment of momentum. We have to build the structure that allows that movement to continue. And our third, getting there, our last priority is all about placemaking, right? It's about how our downtown feels when you come here and you walk through it, right? Can you comfortably walk from one destination to another? Can you ride a bike safely? Can we better connect our river and eventually to expanded walking and biking and water trails? And then there's this green space, right? How do we take an open lawn and intentionally develop it into a true community gathering place? These are the kinds of visible projects that people will begin to see as this strategy moves forward, and that we will be enlisting your help on to make them happen. And this 5-year Main Street strategy, I want you to know, doesn't stand alone, right? It feeds directly into the city's comprehensive plan that was just adopted in October of last year, which establishes priorities for the next decade centered around healthy neighborhoods, quality of life, and business development, and downtown. So what we're celebrating today is a Main Street designation, but it's also alignment. It's the city, the Sharon Community Development Corporation, the community, and now the Commonwealth moving in a shared direction. And I want to take just a moment and sit in the reality of that, right? We have been working hard for a long time, and now the Commonwealth is not simply recognizing that work, it is stepping alongside of us in an even stronger way, saying, we recognize how far you've come. We believe in the plans that you have for what's coming next, and we too can feel that something is happening here. Yesterday, my 6-year-old son, Jacob, who's here in the back, asked me, "Mommy, why are you trying to help the community?" And I told him, "It's for you," right? And really, that's what it comes down to. It's for him, it's for my other son, Jonathan, who's here today. It's for every child who will grow up here. It's for every family who wants to feel proud of the place that they call home. It's for every business owner willing to take a chance, for every resident who wants to live in a community that they love, and for the generations who will inherit what we choose to build today. Thank you for believing in downtown Sharon, and thank you for being part of this moment. Welcome to the next chapter of Sharon's Main Street. It is my privilege to introduce Bob Fiskus.
Great job.
Thank you. On behalf of the City of Sharon, I want to welcome Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis, Secretary Rick Seiger, Jolie Fitzpatrick, and our partners at the Pennsylvania Downtown Center, Senator Michelle Brooks, our county commissioners, and my amazing Sharon City Council members. To everyone who has joined us here today, this is a great day for Sharon. I think it's important to recognize that a day like today doesn't happen because of one person, one organization, or one project. It happens because a community decides that its future is worth investing in. Today, Sharon is being recognized as a Pennsylvania Main Street community, and that designation is an important milestone for our city. But to me, it's more than a designation. It's a recognition of the work that has already been taking place in our downtown, and a commitment to the work that lies ahead. For generations, downtown Sharon has been at the heart of the community. It has been a place where people worked, shopped, celebrated, gathered with friends and family, and built businesses. Like many communities across Pennsylvania and throughout the country, Sharon has faced its share of challenges. But what I see today is something very encouraging. I see people investing. I see businesses opening and growing. I see property owners improving their buildings. And I see community organizations working together. I see residents who care deeply about the future of this city. And perhaps the most importantly, I see renewed belief that downtown Sharon can once again be a great gathering place in our region. The Main Street designation can help us build on that momentum. It gives us another tool to strengthen our downtown, support our businesses, attract additional investment, improve our streetscape and public spaces, and create an environment where people want to spend time. But government cannot do this alone. The City of Sharon has an important role, but our success will depend on partnerships. It will depend on our business owners, depend on our residents, depend on our organizations like the SCDC and the Pennsylvania Downtown Center. And it will depend on our partnerships in Harrisburg, who understand that communities like Sharon deserve an opportunity to grow and prosper. Lieutenant Governor Davis and Secretary Seiger, we appreciate you being here. Your presence sends a very important message to our community. Sharon matters. Our downtown matters. And the Commonwealth is willing to partner with us as we continue moving forward. I also want to recognize the people who have worked behind the scenes to make today happen. There's a lot of people who don't always get recognized when we celebrate a milestone like this. They attend meetings, they make phone calls, they write grants, they recruit our businesses, and they work with property owners. They volunteer their time. They show up when things aren't easy. Those are the people who deserve appreciation today, because economic development isn't something that happens overnight. It is built one project, one business, one building, and one partnership at a time. And Sharon has been building. We have a lot of work ahead of us. We shouldn't lose sight on that. This designation isn't the finish line, as Angie said. It's another starting point. Our goal should be to create a downtown where people want to invest, where businesses can succeed, where residents are proud to bring their families, and where visitors from all around the region have a reason to come and stay. We want people to look at Sharon and see opportunity. We want young people who grew up here to believe they can build their future here. We want entrepreneurs to look at our downtown and say, this is where I want my business. And we want people who have already invested in Sharon to know that the city is committed to investing alongside them. I believe Sharon is at an important point in history. Of course, we have challenges, but we also have tremendous assets. Our location, our architecture, our history, our business, our neighborhoods, and most importantly, our people. And we have something else that may be even more important. We have momentum. Today, we are celebrating that momentum. So on behalf of the City of Sharon, thank you to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania for recognizing our community and for making this partnership possible. Thank you to the Pennsylvania Downtown Center for your leadership and your willingness to work with us. And thank you to the SCDC, our downtown businesses, our property owners, and all of our elected officials, volunteers, residents who continue to believe in Sharon. And everyone here today, I encourage you to look around. Downtown Sharon is not just what it is today, but what it will become. Because I truly believe the best days for downtown Sharon are still ahead of us. Congratulations to everyone who helped make this designation happen. Welcome to Sharon, and thank you for believing in our city. Let's get to work.
I got it. Thanks so much, Bob, for those warm comments. It's my pleasure to bring up Julie Fitzpatrick.
Thank you. All right. Good morning, everyone. So I really want to take this time to thank Lieutenant Governor Davis and Secretary Siger and the Shapiro administration. Without their leadership and their belief in the work that we all do, we would not be here today. I also want to thank all of our legislators for seeing the importance of this being not just an urban issue, not just a suburban issue, but a rural issue as well, and how Main Street really is there to help all of us. I also want to thank the entire team at DCED, the team back home in Harrisburg, Christy Yerger and Kyle Bailey, and Christy Martone for sure, just being champions for the communities that we all serve. I'd also like to acknowledge Angie Urban, whose own dedication and leadership has been instrumental in Sharon's revitalization efforts through the years, and to Evan Gruber, whose unwavering commitment and excitement is contagious. The resiliency of this team can only be matched by the heart and will of the local community leaders, the developers, the business owners, the elected officials, the board members, and the volunteers. Main Street is hard work, but it's heart work. PDC has a dedicated history of standing alongside Sharon to be the best version of themselves, but the work that has happened in the last few years is transformative. With a sense of urgency and coupled with a strong sense of responsibility. It's a testament to the hard work of dedicated individuals committed to robust public-private partnerships and creative opportunities to think outside the box. With initiatives like urban agriculture, developing public art and placemaking, and building an equitable entrepreneurial ecosystem, they all demonstrate that Sharon is serious about the quality of life and economic vibrancy of the community today and into the future. Our role at the Pennsylvania Downtown Center, in partnership with DCED, is to support towns and cities, Main Street businesses, and Elm Street neighborhoods to be the best versions of themselves. We can be called on to provide education and technical assistance to boards and committees, business owners and developers to provide coaching and resources to enhance the local economy, help create exciting and memorable events and places where people want to be, to meet up with old friends and make new ones. We can also be a resource for funding opportunities and learning those tricks and tools of the trade. Since 1987, Pennsylvania Downtown Center has grown an incredibly supportive network of revitalization professionals and nonprofit community development organizations who collectively have a wealth of knowledge and experience of what's worked and sometimes what hasn't worked, but who are available to lean on and to learn from. Supporting locally owned independent businesses is at the heart of Main Street. Some of us connect to the nostalgia and the memories of our childhood while making new memories with our children and grandchildren. And we are helping to create more local opportunities, investing more on Main Street and less on Wall Street. The work we all do is about creating places, as we've heard today, but real places, where kids can grow up and seniors can grow old. Places that are as authentic in their stories and character as they are in their architecture. Places where families choose to set down roots, know their neighbors, and have the support to start a business. Sharon is one of those places. I'd like to close with a direct quote from Sharon's Main Street application, and I'm guessing from Angie herself. Main Street designation represents both a natural next step and a powerful tool, one that channels Sharon's enduring spirit of collaboration, generosity, and perseverance into visible, lasting transformation for the city and the Shenango Valley region. And we at PDC can't wait to see what's next. So I'm going to kick it back to our Lieutenant Governor. Okay.
Again, I just want to thank all of the speakers and everyone who's assembled here for all of their hard work to truly make Sharon one of the best communities in Pennsylvania. And I want you to know the governor and I are going to continue to be strong partners as you move forward. And so with that, I think we're going to go take a little bit of a tour. Thank you, guys.